federal taxpayers advocate says he plans to keep a close eye on how the Canada Revenue Agency treats Canadians feeling the financial pain from the COVID-19 pandemic. Francois Beaulieu says the CRA has agreed to be understanding with Canadians as the agency shifts back to tax collection mode after months of doling out emergency aid. The taxpayers ombudsman adds that he expects many people to feel pressure regardless, which may send more complaints to his office. So far, Beaulieu says the pandemic has not harmed his office's ability to respond to complaints from people who believe they've been treated unfairly by federal tax officials. He also says he plans to reach out to marginalized groups who may feel too intimidated to simply engage with the CRA on tax issues. A new survey suggests more Canadians are planning to continue living at home as they age rather than moving into a retirement or long-term care facility. The survey was conducted by the National Institute on Aging at Toronto's Ryerson University in late July. 60% of respondents said the COVID-19 pandemic had changed their opinion on whether they'd arrange for themselves or an older loved one to live in a nursing or retirement home. The number climbed to 70% for respondents aged 65 and older. 91% of respondents said they would try to live safely and independently in their own home for as long as possible. According to the Institute's tabulation of provincial data, more than 3/4 of all deaths from COVID-19 in Canada have been among residents of long-term care homes. Canada's chief public health officer says trick-or-treating should be possible this Halloween as long as the little goblins take precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Dr. Theresa Tam cautions, however, that parents should listen to local public health authorities for advice on their particular communities. Tam says outdoor trick-or-treating can be safe when people respect physical distancing, wear masks, use hand sanitizer, and ensure treats are pre-packaged. She notes a cloth mask can even be incorporated into some costumes. Health officials also plan to put safety tips on a federal website before October 31st. The advice comes amid a second wave of COVID-19 across the country that is causing fear and uncertainty. Pickford Public Schools has decided to close the district in the face of new COVID-19 cases there. The decision comes following news of 2 confirmed cases in the school district. Pickford Schools is working with the Chippewa County Health Department to determine if any other students or staff members have been impacted. The school closures will remain in effect for the rest of this week, with face-to-face instruction expected to resume on Monday, October 19th. Meantime, the Health Department is reminding the Pickford community to practice social distancing, wear a mask, and practice good hand hygiene. Daniel LaPrade is up next with your local weather right after this.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe is always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Good evening and welcome back on your Wednesday. Hope everybody had a great day. We're going to get into the forecast here, but before we do, we're going to thank Northern Lights Detailing, who sponsors our weather every day here at First Local and on the newscasts. So they're at 632 Great Northern Road, and Marnie, the owner, wants me to remind everybody that if you go get a detailing service during the month of October, any detailing service, you'll get a coupon for $15 off to get your car undercoated at Crown Rust Proofing. And you might want to do that soon because Crown books up very fast at this time of year as well, as everybody gets to get their vehicles in for the rush before the snow hits. All right, so now let's look at the radar. Just going to move just a little bit, and you'll see we have a system over top of us right now. It's already on us, and that's going to continue throughout the evening and overnight. It's going to push its way east, and what we're going to see is we're going to see 15 to 25 millimeters of rain accumulate throughout the night, and it's going to be a soaker. I mean, at some points we're going to see some downpours, so do have your umbrella with you if you are out this evening or overnight, because you will get wet once again. This has been a pattern over the last few days where we've had the rain in the evening, it clears out overnight, and you have a nice morning. Now, this was a shot from our camera earlier in the day. We had some fog, and we wanted to take a shot of it because look, it's got the river, St. Mary's River covered there. So our camera is brought to you by wirelesscom.ca. Make sure you check out their website for all their services that they have to offer, like these beautiful cameras. And you know, you can set one up and they're perfect because look at the beautiful shots we get. And of course, that view changes throughout the month. We feature different areas and different spots throughout the region. Okay, so we're going to look at our expected highs for today. They were 8 degrees in Thunder Bay, 10 in Wawa, 11 in Timmins, 13 in Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury, 12 in Elliott Lake. And our expected overnight lows are going to be, oh, there we go, 4 degrees in Thunder Bay, 5 in Wawa and Timmins, 7 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 8 in Elliott Lake, and 9 in Sudbury. So we got the trend of upward as you go east. Now, looking into our 3-day, as I mentioned, tonight we're going to continue to see that rain go through 15 to 25 millimeters as expected. Winds will continue to gust to 50 southeast, and they will become southwest 20 gusting to 40 after midnight, so they'll slow down just a little bit. And then as we get into Thursday, not much of a break from the rain. We're going to see those southwest winds continue, 20 kilometers becoming northwest 30, gusting to 50 by the morning. Temperature is going to stay steady around 8 for the day, but then it is going to start to drop as we get into the overnight, and we will see cloudy overnight with a 40% chance of rain showers or potential snow flurries. We are getting near the freezing mark for these couple of nights, so it could fall depending on elevation where you are. It could fall as wet snow. So Friday we will start out the day once again, mix of sun and cloud, and then we will see 40% chance of rain showers or flurries as we get into the evening and late overnight. And then it will turn to 70% chance of flurries or rain showers into the full overnight on Friday, before clearing out on Saturday, and you're going to see 9 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, and then a low of 4 on Saturday, and just cloudy on Saturday night. So that's your little bit of a break, as you can see, because then when we go into Sunday and Monday, we're looking at some rain showers once again, before clearing out on Tuesday, 7 degrees, and then Wednesday, 12. We're getting back up there for a day, 12 degrees with some rain showers once again. And overnight lows, as you can see, are going to be around the freezing mark, and they're going to be hovering in the low single digits for most of the week until we bump up to 8 on Wednesday. So depending on how the next few days go, we will monitor that. If there's any alerts issued for whether we're going to see frost advisories or some snow, we will monitor that for you. And this is our Weather Watcher photo from Daria James. And this is Growcap, a sunset on Growcap, a beautiful shot there. Thank you for sending that in, Daria. And make sure you send your photos and videos weather related to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location. Of course, we feature them on First Local throughout the day, as well as on the newscast here. And they go up on our website, siouxonline.com, which pushes them to our social media channels. So I'll take this time now to remind you that you can watch us on, of course, ontv.ca, siouxonline.com, right in the browser there. You can watch the feed, or you can watch on your Roku TV. Just search On TV and you can find us there. And you can also find us on Amazon Fire. Go to our siouxonline.com page and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which gives you video on demand for every single show or feature that we've done, or a story. There's different background stuff there, client productions and things like that are all there. You can view that as well, and all the social media channels are there, so make sure you check all that out. I will be back with Chris in the morning. Mike will be back with more news right after this. Have a great evening.
Ontario is reporting 721 new COVID-19 cases today and no new deaths related to the novel coronavirus. The province says another 783 cases are now considered resolved. The latest figures bring the provincial total to 61,413 cases. That includes 3,017 deaths and 52,512 resolved cases. The bulk of the new cases are among those under the age of 60. Today's new cases include 270 in Toronto, 170 in Peel region, and 79 in York region. Ottawa police are investigating what they describe as 2 hate-motivated incidents targeting Asian men. The force says that in the first incident, a man allegedly spat all over an Asian man's car while it was parked in front of a restaurant. Police say the suspect drove off when confronted. They say the second incident took place the next day when an Asian man was entering a store. Police allege a man in his 40s told the Asian man, quote, "Being forced to wear a mask makes me want to kill Asians." Investigators are asking anyone with more information to speak to them about the incident. They're also encouraging anyone with similar experiences to report the incidents to police. The MacPass toll cards were good, but the new windshield-mounted stickers are better. That's why the Mackinac Bridge Authority is retiring the old cards and urging MacPass account holders to make the switch before the end of the year. The stickers, which are automatically scanned when drivers pull up to the toll booth, were introduced in September 2019 as part of the MBA's new toll software system. MacPass account holders, along with new customers, have been rapidly switching from the cards to the new stickers, and more customers are paying with the stickers now than the cards. Cards will no longer work after December 31st. The stickers, which can be linked to a single account for multiple vehicles, cost $1 each. Existing customers do not need to open a new account. They can add a sticker tag to their existing MacPass account. Canadians appear to be turning against mandatory COVID-19 inoculations whenever a vaccine becomes available, with a new poll suggesting the number of people opposed to the idea is growing. The poll by Leger and the Association for Canadian Studies is the latest to take the public's temperature during the pandemic. While the majority of respondents in earlier polls had said they were in favor of the government's requiring people get inoculated once a vaccine is discovered, the new poll found that was no longer the case. Only 39% of respondents said getting a vaccine should be mandatory, a decline of 18 percentage points from a similar poll conducted in July. 54% of respondents instead said a vaccine should be voluntary, an 11 percentage point increase from July and 15 since May. 6% of respondents said they did not know. A new report on the mental health of Canadian workers suggests loneliness is worse for many people than the fear of dying from COVID-19. Morneau Chappelle's overall mental health index for September was down 10.2 points from its pre-2020 benchmark. The reading in August was down 11.2 points from the benchmark, while July was down 10.4 points. While the financial impact of the pandemic and getting ill with COVID-19 were the most prevalent concerns, people who identified loneliness as a concern had the lowest mental health score at minus 25.8. That was even lower than the score of minus 17.7 for those who cited a fear of dying from COVID-19 as a worry. Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominic LeBlanc says there's no magic legislative bullet to control objectionable content on social media. LeBlanc told a virtual conference on democracy today, if there were a simple answer, many other Western democracies would have already passed such laws. He says the internet and social media platforms must be a home for free speech, a critical element of any democracy. While such platforms should not be forums for hate speech, racism, and disinformation, LeBlanc says citizens do not want governments to regulate content on the internet. He prefers educating online users, requiring social media companies to be more transparent, and naming and shaming them when they fail to live up to commitments. I'm Mike McDonald. We have more news and weather.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road?